In the middle of Israel's Negev desert, past hours of rocky roads, lies the mysterious Mount Karkom, with tens of thousands of rock engravings, hundreds of places of worship, and archaeological findings that show that humans may have lived there 30,000 years ago. Could Mount Karkom also be the site of the biblical Mount Sinai? Professor Emmanuel Anati, the first archaeologist to ever excavate there, is sure of it.
I conducted a systematic archaeological survey here. I worked on this mountain for 40 years. We registered, described, learned, and researched over 1,350 sites. In the beginning of our research, we were curious to learn about the connection between the rock drawings, there are roughly 40,000 in all, and the structures located near them.
Located in the southwest Negev desert near the Egyptian border, Mount Karkom is quickly becoming a big draw for tourists. On the shortest day of the year, a glowing halo of light appears in the hole of the mountain's rock cliff, reminiscent of the biblical story of the burning bush. This rare phenomenon happens only once a year on December 21st, the winter solstice, and as you can see behind me, it's drawing a growing crowd of admirers.
I'm looking at 30 years back. This was never happening here. This is a huge amount of people coming in a one-day tour, which we never expected Mount Karkom to be that much popular.
But it's a steep uphill battle to convince others that this is Mount Sinai. That's because some historians date the story of Exodus to 1600 to 1200 BCE, while most of the archaeological findings at Mount Karkom are from centuries earlier.
The accepted theory is that if there was an exodus from Egypt, then it took place during the Late Bronze Age. There is not a single remnant from that period, not only here at Mount Karkom, but also in the entire Sinai Desert. This means that the entire area was empty at the time. The Late Bronze Age is not the right period for all the stories in the Bible about the Midianites, the Amalekites, and the tribes of Israel. These stories happened earlier.
Whether or not Mount Karkom is in fact the mountain of God, Dr. Shachar Shilo, a historian and tour guide, agrees that it's one of a kind.
You're looking at huge amounts of sites, many of them are temples, and some reside and resemble things that we know from the Bible. Biblical archaeology, such as the Mizbeach, which is known as the altar, such as the 12 pillars altar, such as a temple dedicated to half a moon, which is named Sin, after the god named Sin, resembles the name Sinai.
Still, Anati believes that historians and archaeologists will eventually come to see things his way.
The findings prove that this mountain was sacred to many peoples, not just to the people of Israel. There are over 150 places of worship on the mountain itself. I've reached the conclusion that without a doubt, Mount Karkom is Mount Sinai. Even those who doubt this now will become convinced sooner or later, because there is no other place that is more suitable than Mount Karkom.
From Mount Karkom in southern Israel, Maya Margit reporting for the Media Line.